Hi guys, Putin here with a game for you on my tier 8 German battleship, the Bismarck. Now, as you can see by the captain skills and modules, I do run with the secondary build. I go with high alert over adrenaline rush just because I would like to get my damage count back sooner. And I also go with preventative maintenance over an extra catapult fighter just to preserve as many secondaries as possible. Now with the modules, I choose main battery modification 1 over the AA and secondary health just because while your secondaries are great, your bread and butter are still your main guns. So I want to protect them as much as possible. Now, the reason we chose this video is because obviously the Chase the Bismarck campaign mission starts tomorrow on the 18th for the NA. I'm not sure about the EU or Asian servers, but I am going to assume it's the same. Now, Mr. Wolf, of course, is going to be on YouTube. Luckily for me, I was kind of holding on to this. This is a couple weeks old, which is why I said that, I've already done a Bismarck video. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago when I posted the whether I got in Bismarck. But as you can see, there is a slight debate in chat about where to go. Do A, B, or C, B. One gentleman saying, it's always C, B. You never go A, B. One gentleman's going to point out you get better cover and it's easier to pick off the enemy at A than it is at C, but most of the team is going to C, going to follow the team instead of going off by myself and just dying. Now, the DD is correct. He's the only destroyer. Our carrier should be able to do all the spotting we need him to do into C. There's only 3 destroyers in this game. The enemy has 2. Now, it usually doesn't matter if you do AB or BC. As I'm going to take shots in at the Alabama, I really don't expect these to do too much. They are kind of long range. This ship is not known for its long range accuracy, as I drew 19,000. So I kind of did a double take, looked at them, and noticed that I did get a Citadel. So I'm going to take another shot at the Alabama. But as I'm saying, this is a very low destroyer game. CV should be able to spot, and it doesn't matter if you do A, B, as my second shots in on the Alabama are taken, as I'm getting hit from the gentleman going to A. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my speed, turn out for the follow-up shots for the guys going to A, and then what I'm going to do is increase my speed, go into C, to have the follow-up shots by the gentlemen at C to fly over me while the guys at A shots all fall short, and in that process I accidentally blocked the Fuso from coming in. He's now forced to go around. But to get back onto my point, it doesn't matter if you do A, B, or C, B. It's always a massive fight over B. So getting B early puts more pressure on the enemy team to actually have to go push it to where you can play more defensively and just defend it. Was going to take a shot in on New York, but at this point I see, well, there's nobody there to shoot me. Might as well go in a cap, as no, there's somebody there to shoot me to prevent me from capping the enemy tier 6 German battleship. Gonna take shots in on him. I do okay damage, but at this point there's no reason for me to stay. This guy can just hit me and constantly reset the cap. I'm better off going out and fighting the other ships on the other side, because it looks like the enemy Byron is not coming in to try to cap it anyways. So I cut my speed and get a fire on the enemy battleship. I immediately changed my secondaries to the Bismarck. I do see that he's flooding, and I'm assuming he is burning also. As you see by the icon, he was burning from our friendly toggle. Gonna take another crack at the Alabama. Immediately get my secondaries on him. Now, this is the great thing about German battleships. There's two ships here that I can effectively fight both of them. I can keep my secondaries on the Alabama and my main guns on the York. And the reason I want my main guns on the York is because I can potentially just delete this guy, because that gentleman does have citadels. As there we go, I get a secondary, or I get a nice citadel, cut out his engine, immediately put my secondaries onto the York because he's low health. There's close quarters. I was having my main guns line up on the Alabama.
The ship is on fire.
Considering there's not another ship for my secondaries, might as well get them going on him. Now, what I had done prior to deleting the York was I had slowed down. I know I killed that guy when his wasn't in torpedo range. There's his torpedoes. But I don't want to just sit there against the Alabama and let him, get nice good shots into me. So I'm going to I started motoring away. As you can see, there's at least 3 fires on the guy, and it didn't last long. But I started motoring to get out of there because I knew the Byron was coming, and I was showing him side shots. I knew the torpedoes were coming, but just to be safe also, you just move. The torpedoes never had a chance to hit me for 2 things. Distance, I was turning, and I was going away from them. So you can see my secondaries are going in on New York. I was going to wait for all 4 guns, but I know I can effectively hurt this guy even if he's bow in. As you can see, I do a nice 11,000 damage, which is why I took the shot with all 3 of them. Because the other thing is, I'm slowing down, and this thing's not going to turn very fast while I'm slowing down trying to get all my guns to bear. But as I finally get that number 2 turret, waiting for all the guns to get into play before I take the shot, as I get my 3rd kill of the game. Now, unfortunately for Mr. War's team, it seems that their carrier was AFK, and probably more realistic is he never spawned in the game. So their team is at a huge disadvantage, even though there are higher tier ships and there's a lot of great AI out there. Just not having the carrier be your eyes and ears, because it is a very low destroyer game, is very hurtful to the team. Now, with everybody dead that was at C, it's time to start pushing them at B. And this is what I mean by getting B early can give your team a nice advantage. Well, we do have the ship lead. They got B while we were doing all the fighting over there, over on the 9-10 line over here. But they have not held B as long as we have to give us a nice points lead, because we can afford to lose 1 ship and still maintain a points lead. But they are going to quickly make up the points lead if we do not do one of 2 things: recap B, or just start killing their ships. Now, I took a shot at the Cleveland because I wanted to get rid of his AA to kind of give our carrier a little bit more breathing room in the sky. Even though the Kutuzov has better AA, the Cleveland is low health. It's not going to take much, pretty much an overpen, and the guy is dead. Now, he is doing a good job the Cleveland at this point staying alive by playing the long range game, which is pretty much what he has to do. He needs to have as much time as possible to effectively move from incoming shots. But there are two very good destroyers sitting behind these two islands at sea. So we are now playing a game of cat and mouse with them. I immediately switched my secondaries on the low health destroyer. I believe that was Mr. War. But they did not have time to fire at him. Now, I do believe I'm switched my secondaries. I'm switching them back and forth between the two. They're both kind of playing the wait for us to make the move first. The Toggle warns us about his torps, which is much appreciated, but he did do the right thing, dump his torps into the smoke cloud and hope for a lucky hit. And he did have some nice indication at where they were with my hydro. Now, I do believe War was moving away, so I did change my secondaries onto his friend here, as I believe our carrier tried to come in and torpedo him. But as you can see, the DDs are now out of my hydro range. Now, this is very dangerous for both the North Carolina and myself to come around this island. But luckily for me, my hydro is running, and I get a nice little buffer. And if torpedoes are coming behind that island, unfortunately, the North Carolinas can eat them all, not me. As you can see, my secondaries were on that destroyer. Going to take a primary shot, primary shoot at him. Immediately get my secondaries on. On poor War. My secondaries finish him off for my second secondary kill. Immediately switched my secondaries to the Kutuzov. Was going to take a shot at him, but here comes torpedoes. I believe they are sent against the North Carolina, not me, because I am moving and I was bow in, so I would have eaten less of them. Immediately switched my fire to my primaries to Cleveland because my secondaries were on the Kutuzov. As I get my 5th kill of the game for Kraken Unleashed. Now, I have a lot of my health still left, so does that enemy Bismarck, but I have the advantage in we have 3 battleships versus their 2 and destroyer. I do know the destroyer is behind this island. I do ask the CV if he could try to get him spotted. I should have said, is there any way you can get him spotted without losing planes, but so I all know my typing skills suck. As you can see, the secondaries are going off against the NC. There I am asking the CV if he could find the DD, just to give me a little heads up. I'm taking it very slow around this island because my hydro is almost up. But what I'm going to do is I put my fighter up first, just as a little protection while my hydro is down. My hydros pick him up, he's got a smoke cloud down, and it's just 10 seconds until this poor destroyer is dead. He's well within my secondaries, he's well within my hydro, he is sitting in smoke, he's not going to be coming out. I do believe we lose our North Carolina. My hydro's up. Surprise. Nail him with the primaries. And he is dead as our Colorado finishes off. Nagato, it's a right call by the Colorado. Finish off ships you can easily finish off. It's going to take multiple shots to finish off the Bismarck, while obviously it only took 1 salvo to finish off the enemy Japanese battleship. I am hoping to get kill number 7 as I do a nice 20,000. Sadly, I'm not going to. I do believe it is the other Bismarck as I set a fire. We do win this. So now we're going to look at the post-battle results. 138,000 damage, 2 close quarters. Kraken Unleashed, and with the 6 ships I sent to the bottom of the sea, number 1 on a team with base experience of 1800. And of course, I made some walking away money, but I don't play this for money. I have other ships for that, mainly the Missouri. 114,000 damage coming from main batteries, 15,000 from the secondaries, and 9,000 from the fires they did set. I hope you enjoyed the replay. We do appreciate all the support you guys give us. We are doing a 1,000 sub video for tomorrow. Please hit that like and subscribe button. And remember, please compliment good players. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. And with that, I hope you have a great day.